Today is gonna be a quick video about what's in my gym bag. Let's start with the actual bag. So my bag is really simple. It's an Adidas bag, pretty much the cheapest one that's available, and I like it that way because that means it's super light. I really hate those gym bags that have like all that material and like zippers and everything. It makes them really heavy. I attach my master lock, gym lock onto my bag. It's actually my favorite, and it served me probably already like 6 years, just because it's a combination lock where you just twist the numbers instead of having to always like spin the dial, which is really annoying, or like losing a key. Yeah, so let's go in the bag. First is a hat. I don't ever wear a hat at the gym unless I'm taking pictures or videos, just because I really hate having a hot and sweaty head. But I always put it on my way out of the gym because my hair is sweaty and gross. Next is a 1.5 liter bottle of water. This one's just from Dollarama, so you're like Dollar Tree equivalent in Canada. And I like it because it's cheap, which means I don't have to feel bad if I throw it out not too long from now, because I always find that BCAAs always leave like a residue, and as much as you try to scrub them out, you gotta replace the bottle every now and again. And the mouth of it is really wide, and it's a pop open lid. What could be better? I drink a lot of water, so I actually put a lot of thought into what the bottle I use. Next we have a barbell cushion thing. This is super necessary because most of the time when I go to the gym, either they're missing and I end up having to run around trying to find one, or it's like super wet because someone just used it, and that's really gross, like really gross. Or they're just really used up and like the padding isn't thick enough to actually support properly. And this is so necessary for hip thrusts, like when you put it on your hips and then thrust upwards for a nice booty. So very necessary. I actually only bought it recently, and I'm so glad I did. Another thing I bought recently is a belt. I never had a lifting belt before, just because I never wanted to splurge for it. I felt like, you know, 50 bucks could be spent better on like food and stuff, but it's definitely worth it. My form actually on squats has gotten so much better thanks to it, and my back doesn't hurt anymore, and I can do much heavier weight without feeling like I'm compromising my form or risking getting injured. So I definitely always use this now. Even if I'm not lifting heavy, I still use it because I just feel like that support is so necessary, and taking care of your back is so important. This is another thing I really love, a Ghost Hack. It normally fits into a blender bottle if you have one of the big ones, but basically I just love it because it takes some abuse. Like, I've thrown this around and it's totally fine, and it has different size compartments which perfectly fit protein, BCAAs, pre-workout, and any like fish oils or whatever pills you might have. You could also use it for like holding like blueberries and almonds and whatever else you want. But I love it because like if I am going on the go somewhere, then maybe I'll just take the protein with me. Super useful. I love it. It replaces all those stupid Ziploc bags I used to carry, which would like tear and make a mess and just yeah. Next, we have baby powder. I use like whatever cheapest brand of baby powder. And why baby powder? Because this is the best stuff for alternative to dry shampoo when you don't want to spend $20 for a tiny little bottle of dry shampoo. I've tried a bunch of brands that are out there, dry shampoo, but basically the only one I like is super hella expensive, like I don't know, $40 for the bottle, and I just don't feel like that's really necessary. The baby powder honestly does this exact same thing. You just have to be really gentle when you're putting it in, and like brush it out with your fingers a lot so that you don't end up with like a white head. But I find it works perfectly, so I don't see a reason to spend more than $1. Deodorant is a must, and I am a spray deodorant person. Ever since I lived in Europe, this is what I go to. I feel like spray deodorant is pretty new still here and not many people use it, and it's more expensive than the stick one, but in Europe it's really the standard. And I love it just because it's so much fresher when you put it on. Like, you feel the mist, and it feels nice.
It's simple.
I also have a skipping rope, which gets minimal usage, but on the times when all the cardio machines are taken, or maybe I just am super, super bored of them and I really want to still do some cardio, I do some skipping. Usually like just some hit rounds, so like skip for a minute, wait 30 seconds, skip a little minute. Another thing, which is not really the healthiest, but I love it anyways, is stir. If you guys have ever used them, definitely let me know. I think they're delicious, especially the strawberry one. That's just the best one. Basically, it's just a stevia sweetened flavor to put in water. I like to use it with like ice cubes and like a couple mint leaves and pretend it's like a cocktail or a mocktail or something. But it's also really good just in water if you're super bored of the flavor of water, or just have gotten addicted to sweetener, maybe a little bit. The next thing is my patella band. Basically goes around your patella. I'm not sure if it's gonna fit in the video, but it holds your patella from moving and jerking around too much when you're doing things like plyometrics, or like jumping around, or doing squats or something where your knees might move inwards or outwards, and that's basically the motion that gives you more knee pain if you're prone to it. I've had knee injuries, so basically I always have to be wearing these or else I regret it the next day. The next thing is gloves. These are just the basic ones I got at TK Maxx in Europe, which is the same thing as TJ Maxx in the US, or sort of like Winners in Canada. They're good. I mean, I don't feel like you need to go crazy trying to find the perfect glove. I think what makes a good glove is just having leather padding on the inside and then making sure it fits nice so it's not too tight or too loose. But I definitely always use this, like, even if I'm not lifting in a way or like heavy weights that might give me calluses, I still wear them just because I feel like I get a better workout mentally when I wear them. It just puts me in the mood and I feel more hardcore. Let's say that. Yep, I just said that. It makes me feel more hardcore to wear gloves. I also have lifting straps in here, which I've only started using probably since the beginning of this year, but now I can't live without them. If I'm doing deadlifts, then I am using these because they absolutely are a game changer. I don't know if it's just women or maybe men too, but I feel like my forearms and generally my upper body is not ever as strong as it needs to be be able to lift heavy enough to target my glutes, or at least lift long enough, like for as many reps. So get some lifting straps if you think that might be the issue for you, because that was definitely the issue for me for my entire lifting career until now. But it is no longer a problem since January. And mine are from Popeyes, which is like, let's say, Canada's version of bodybuilding.com, except it's a store. Next are my little things that I keep in my bag, which are always floating and making a mess, and I should really get one of those like little like makeup bag things or like shower bag things to hold this stuff, but I can't be bothered because it's just like more things to have in my bag, which I don't feel I need. Next is a face wash. I use Origin's Cheeks and Balance Frothy. I like this one specifically for after the gym because it has like this tea tree smell that is super refreshing, and like it's so nice to do after the gym. Even if I'm not gonna shower right after the gym, I'm gonna wait to get home to shower. I always wash my face right after just because I feel it's so necessary. I think we've actually made it to the end of my bag, minus the like bits of sand and random things in there. And this is my favorite thing in the world. These are my AirPods. People hate on them, and I feel so bad for them, for people hating on them, but I think they're the most incredible thing in the world. Like, I put them on and there's no strings, and like that's it. And like I can listen to music, and believe it or not, I can do burpees. These are totally fine for like doing burpees, everything that I could possibly want to do at the gym, like standing, sitting, going upside down. It's like literally I can do a handstand and be totally fine with them still in my ears. These are incredible because I charge them like once a week because the case charges them too. So I mean, this is like a ridiculously priced item from Apple, but I can't get enough of them. That's it for my gym bag. I hope you guys like this video. You know, I'll be creating so much more content now. You better subscribe. Also follow me on Facebook and Instagram and the Twitters. Hit me up, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.